7:49. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, Taylor LeBrier, our entire crew on this Saturday afternoon matinee basketball from the Bob today. This should be one of those to get the footing back under you before conference play, Glenn.
Yeah, this is a good thing, I think, for MAC because this is a team that they know they've already beaten. Sometimes those teams can give you a little bit of a fit. You know, you come out, maybe take them a little bit lightly early on. They get somebody hot. They get a few points to go down, and you look up, and it's halftime, and things are a lot closer than you wanted it to be, or maybe you're behind. So they've got to be careful about this game. It's one of those tricky games that could sneak up on them. But at the same time, you've had a big, long layoff. You haven't played in a while. Now you're back out on the court. This will hopefully get their legs back underneath them.
Well, I tell you what, this John A. Logan team, though, 1-8, I don't think that record really tells the tale of who they are. They got Inslee Tedeschi, one of their bigs, a freshman, hasn't played since November 10th. She's back to being healthy. This club, though, has played an extremely tough schedule. One game against Mineral Area already. Prior to that, they played a back-to-back with Three Rivers, who's nationally ranked, and also lost to Moberly, who's really good this year as well. So a Lady Volunteers team that, yeah, you look at it, they're 1-8, but if you come out and have a slow start, they'll jump on you quick.
Yeah, they will. And it kind of reminds me of we talked about last year and even talked about it last night, that Lift for Life women's team that played against Central last year. That game, you looked at the records and you went, oh, Central should have it easy because they were, I think, 2 games under 500. They'd won their district, but, oh, yeah, they must have been a terrible district. No, they've been playing some really good teams, and they took Central all the way into the fourth quarter before the Rebels got the lead and eventually won that game. And quite frankly, if one of their better players hadn't got hurt, they may have wound up winning that game as well. So you can't take anybody lightly. You can't look at their record and say, we got this, we'll just show up and play, because you'll go home with a loss that you didn't expect.
That, and also records don't mean anything right now. We're not in conference play, so the record means nothing except as far as seeding for the national ranking, rather, for the national rankings. And Mineral Area currently at 24th. The games, though, start to mean a whole lot more for MAC coming up on Wednesday when they start conference play against Crowder. I think this is one of those where I asked Briley in our sit-down conversation if she had scheduled this game thinking that maybe it'll just be a good game to get underneath them until conference play, but she scheduled it because John A. Logan last year was a tough team, and unfortunately this year, yeah, they got a new coach and 1-8, but they played an even tougher schedule, so you look at it and maybe they're a tough team, but you don't know until the game starts.
Well, you know they're 1-8. You know they're coming in with, like you said, some injuries that are finally getting healed. People are coming back to play. They've had a tough schedule. They look up on their side. If you look at it from their standpoint, they look up and say, hey, we're only 1-8, but this is the 24th ranked team in the nation. What if we knocked them off on their home court? What a big plus that would be for us. So maybe, they come into this game with a little bit of extra motivation to see if they can't knock somebody off that they weren't supposed to be around and kind of get their second half of the season underway and get it going.
Absolutely. It's the Kevin Ball Auto Body pregame show on AM 1240 KFMO and online at KFMO Sports Plus, your home for MAC Athletics in the Parkland. We'll take a break, come back and sit down with Briley Palmer. It's about a 10.5-minute conversation. We talk about all kinds of things, where they were at the first half of the year, where they're at now, and what she sent her team away with for break. We'll talk about that with Briley Palmer coming up in just a bit. Joining the Kevin Ball Auto Body pregame show by the fourth-year head coach of the Mineral Area Lady Cardinals, Briley Palmer, 24th in the nation, 13-1, and our first game in, 3 weeks after Christmas break. How's the feeling like around the team at this point in the year, and what do we expect for the second half?
Yeah, with not having school this week and things like that and bringing them back, we're always doing the two-a-days type, get them back in shape after break and things like that, but if I could have 2 practices a day, I'd be pretty confident coming into any game, I think. So it was nice to come in to shoot around today and not try to have to, cram everything in and, with having those 2 practices a day. And like I said, at first they were kind of rough when they first came in Monday and Tuesday. But by last night, I was going home going, man, I feel really good about this group.
Was there any of that rust that needed to be shaken off the first couple days of practice?
Oh, yeah, definitely was. Yeah, and I'm sure you'll see it tonight, too, just getting in that game speed and all that. But, I hope to be able to sub a lot and get some rotations going. And we've got people still stepping up, and I'm excited about that. I think that it's nice to know that we don't have a set, 5 or 6. Like, we've got 11, 12 that are coming on hard right now.
You got John A. Logan, the Lady Volunteers, out of break. They lost, when you guys played them earlier this year, rather, you beat them by 48, 97-49 the final score, and you had several players in double-digit scoring. When you're scheduling for the season, is this one that you want to start the second half with, or would you rather it be a more competitive opponent?
I always want a more competitive opponent, but I think teams change after the semester too, and so you just never know. And at this point, we have to get games. We're only at 29 right now. We've had a couple drops, so you'd like to do it a certain way, but a lot of years it just works out that we play John A. pretty close to the end of the first semester and pretty close to the beginning of the second, and it's a D1 opponent, so we want to take those games. And he's new to the program, but he still does a really good job with his girls, and they're coming along, and everybody hopefully you think is getting better, and we've got to keep up that same energy that we had down there. And I hope that we're going to hit shots like we have all week in practice.
Let's look back at the first half of the season. 13-1, the only loss was to Wabash Valley, and you come here and beat them. So I guess that kind of cancels out, if you will. In the national rankings at 24th into the break, and unfortunately the most recent poll is back on December 11th, and we won't get one until next week, if I'm not mistaken. So no movement there, obviously, because there haven't been that many games as far as any college opponents. But look back at the first semester, what went well for this team?
I think just having that depth and having the competition level that we do in practice, and people are working every day. And, we started out really shooting the ball well and things like that. And we talked about this before break, and then right when we got back from break, that it wasn't a coincidence how well we were shooting at the beginning, but we were doing the little things like, things that we've added to our practice and things like that, but people were in the gym on their own, and that was really important. And at the end of the year, as at the end of the semester, kids are going through finals and a little bit of boredom, just ready to go home and things like that. So it's hard to coach that last game and, those last couple. And so I think that what really went well for us as a whole was, shooting the ball pretty well from the field. And like I said, the three kind of went down a little bit at the end, but for the most part, having that high 50% and above from the field, I was really pleased with that, and that's something I've seen too, because I haven't had a team do that yet consistently, and so for 14 games, shooting 50% or better, which is our goal, I think was it really gave us help then when things were struggling in other departments and things like that. But you got to come out and defend and rebound, and that's what we're going to stick to tonight.
Two-part question. First part, is the break good for the girls mentally to kind of refocus on the season? I know once you get towards the break, sometimes with schooling and finals and stuff, you could just be checked out. Is the break good for resetting the mind here? And for you as a coach, how tough is it towards the end of that first semester at keeping those girls mentally focused each night on the floor?
Yeah, I definitely think with the kids that we have, it was much needed. I took a longer even break than I thought I would. I thought, okay, I'm going to give myself a couple days of just not thinking about it. But I think out of our 10 or 11 days there was 5 days that I just kind of watched basketball, like that could have been NBA or men's college or just something different. And it's good for all of us to kind of refresh. And our kids, as like we got a high team GPA, and we've got 5 kids that are 4.0, and they take that serious. So yeah, at the end of the year, and they're all family kids, and excited to go home and be with family and friends. And I think it's a huge reset for us. And I'm always, every year, you hate that it's long. I think 7 days is kind of ideal, and that's what Coach Cuck and I used to do as well. But you got to do what you do for scheduling and things like that. So I definitely think that we're going to come back strong because of that, and they've got a big 2024 in mind for this team.
You got Johnny Logan today, and then conference play starts with Crowder, and then immediately thrown to the fire with Moberly. Is the schedule ahead, is it looking a lot more tougher at this point in the year than it was last year at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. I take it one game at a time, so to tell me last year's, opponents at this point. But I'm really excited, and I think the girls are too. As we say, you can't overlook anybody, and we got to keep this rolling and perfecting the things that we can control here. But I'm really excited. I like our January. I like the look of it, and I think that if we stay hard nosed and get every minute out of these practices and doing things the right way and our way, and I think that we're going to be pretty pleased with this January if we keep working.
Did you send the players off at break with anything to study or anything to work on?
Yeah, I mean they all have workouts and things that I would say that the biggest thing for them was worried about the conditioning test when they come back and things like that. So I think a lot of theirs was staying mentally focused on the fact that they got to stay in shape and move. Day to day you got to move, you got to do something, and we gave them some looks at what's coming next before the break. But like you said, everybody was checked out. It's one of those things you don't want to overload them. And when you have a team that's 13-1, a lot of times they get their stuff started for themselves. They know what's ahead and they know what winning feels like, but they know that it's going to take work every day, and that Coach Shep and I are coming in harder and harder at them as well.
And over the break, you add a player. Obviously, she's not available this year, but will be next year. Can you tell us a little bit about that player you added?
Yeah, Mariah Dallas. Yeah, she was a signee at Moberly, and her mom actually played here in 2000, played for Coach LeBrier, and kind of knew about, us in the situation, and, got released and decided she wanted to come try out down here. And really, really sweet kid, and it's just nice. She's kind of in the role of maybe like a Talia in that position, so that's going to help us get better. With practicing against her, and then also for her to get ahead and be ready to go next season.
And speaking of Talia, she missed the last game before the break with a finger injury. What's the status on her as we enter second half?
Yeah, so it's kind of been weird. I mean, it's still bothering her, but she hasn't spoke much of it, and so then I haven't spoke much of it because it's just such a difference in having Talia out there because of the rebounding and just her knack to score around the rim. And I think that put a lot of pressure on us against the Dyersburg team and made it a lot closer seeming, because she's just such a like you said, the ball just is always around her, and she knows it. She does those little things. She knows her role. I think that's probably one of the best things that she does, and she could be a double-double every night, and I hope that she continues to grow from that and gain that confidence. But I think the fingers, it hasn't been an issue this week, so we hope that it continues that way.
You got John A. Logan tonight, the first game after the break, a team that you look at it, they're only 1-8, but what do you tell your team knowing that if you come out slow, they'll be one of those teams that can get you quick?
Yeah, I mean, you can't take anybody for granted as well, and I think that, they played Wabash the last game of the semester and at their place and gave them a little run for about a half, maybe a quarter and a half. But, that's good competitive games and things like that. So they know to play against that speed and things like that. So I think that you look at their record and things like that. They've played Three Rivers twice. This is the second time they're going to play us. They've played Wabash already. They played quality teams. They played Moberly, and so you can't really gauge that. And he's a brand new coach, and he's trying to learn his system and things, and the girls are coming along. So, you got to take every opponent the same and just know that it's about us, and they've got to stop us. And we are not ones that can play passive and play down to people, but we got to be the aggressors.
And I'll wrap it up with this, Coach. We talk with GH all the time. You talk with GH all the time. The MAC men's coach, Greg Heyer, he says the final 10 minutes of the second half is win now time. Win the game. Win now in this part of the half. Win now here. Are we to that point in the season? Win now mode?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I think it's always win now mode. But, yeah, I mean, we want to keep it going. I think that, GH is on the same level as I am as far as, like, we never want to lose again. It's just – but you never want to lose anyway, but 3 games in, it's hard to know what this team's like and things like that. But when you get 13-1 and you know that these kids are buying in or what they are, 14-0 or whatnot, it's going, wow, like we never want to lose again, because we also don't have to. Like we can get it rolling here, and we think that we can put it all together here and get on a roll. But this is the most important part of the season, and you really got to think about little things. I know that this isn't a region game, but you've got to think about these region games coming up and your seedings and how that plays out. So every game matters, and you got to beat people on the road, and you've got to win your home games. And so things like that are, we try to go one game at a time, but coaches think about that stuff a little bit and know how to get our kids prepared then.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck today. Sorry, GH, if you're listening, butcher that. It's winning time. Thank you, Coach. Winning time.
Yeah.
That is Briley Palmer, head coach of the Bitterroot Area Lady Cardinals. Her club's 13-1. They're 24th in the nation, and they host John A. Logan to start the second half of the season. And, man, this team has done something that no other program underneath Briley Palmer as head coach has done. Be in the national rankings at the end of the first semester and have only lost one game at 13-1, and then beat that team that you lost to, Wabash Valley. Nationally ranked program at the time, Wabash Valley was 4th in the nation.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about that. I mean, you came in, you didn't – I don't know if anybody said, hey, this is going to be a great MAC girls basketball team this year, but they thought they would be really good, and they came in, they played, they went out and lost to Wabash Valley early on. I think a few folks were like, well, okay, we'll see how things go. But then they just kept winning and kept winning. And it seems like their style of winning, they don't really jump out to a big lead and hang on to it. They kind of, sometimes have let some other teams hang around a little bit, but eventually they put the hammer down and really run these teams over and win games by 30 and 40 points. And like you said, went back and beat Wabash Valley, the team that beat them the first time. And so they've got some confidence going into this game. They've got some, things going on for them that have really worked well. But like you said, they've got some big games coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
That'll wrap things up on the Kevin Ball Auto Body pregame show. When we come back, starting lineups in the tip-off between John A. Logan and the MAC Lady Cardinals to start the second half of the season with conference play right around the corner. Tip-off next from the Bob Sechrist Fieldhouse. Mineral Area College athletics tip-off moments away. It's the Lady Cardinals at 24th in the nation, 13-1, going up against the 1-8 John A. Logan Lady Volunteers. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, Taylor LeBrier, our entire crew, and Glenn's got today's. It's a matinee contest, afternoon contest from the Bob Secrets Fieldhouse. Glenn's got those starting lineups.
All right, we start out with the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers. They're 1-8, coached by Charlie Jones in his first year, and they're going to be starting number 1, Patricia Tomaszewskis. Number 4, Jersey Biddle, the freshman, makes the start. Samaya Johnson, a sophomore, is the starter. Taylor Horton, a freshman. And Cheyenne Trotter, a sophomore as well. So a freshman, sophomore, freshman, and a sophomore for the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers today. For the Mineral Area College Lady Cardinals, who are being introduced right now, 13-1, ranked 24th in the nation. They are coached by Briley Palmer in her 4th year. They are going to start Caitlin Chomko, the 5'7 sophomore. The 5'8 freshman, Jayla Clayton from Auckland, New Zealand, makes the start this afternoon. Audra Pasikarnas, the 5'10 sophomore, will make the start. Talia Graham, the 5'11 sophomore. And Sydney Lewis, the 6-foot freshman from Potomac, Missouri, or Maryland rather, makes the start here this afternoon.
Great job, Glenn. First start of the season for Jayla Clayton. Mac wearing the white uniforms, wording on the front, Mac red trimmed in black, straight across over the numbers. Numbers on the front and back match that as well. The white uniforms with the vintage Cardinal logo on the pants. For John A. Logan, they're wearing the blue uniforms. Logan, wording on the front, white no trim. Numbers on the front and back, white no trim. It's the classic font, and the shoulders have a bit of a gray cap to them, trim with white in the middle, and then a gray striping down the side that has white intertwining down the sides of the jersey and down the pants. No wording on the back of either jerseys. There actually is trim on the jerseys for John A. Logan. Didn't see that until just now. It's a gray trim on the white numbers. 10 minutes on the clock in quarter number 1. And we're ready to go. Tip-off as the teams are in the circle. It'll be Talia Graham for the Lady Cards going up against Cheyenne Trotter, the sophomore, and Trotter for John A. Logan has the height advantage. No, check that Talia Graham does by about an inch. Tip-off one back by Mac. They're right to left on your listening device. Sydney Lewis gets it to Caitlin Chomko as John A. Logan sets up the defense. On the near side, Chomko into the corner for Jayla Clayton. Clayton spin move, sends it up top for Talia Graham. To the far side, that's Annalise Driscoll, probing along baseline. Swinging it up top. Chomko near wing 3 to start things. That one's off the mark to the left, and it's rebounded by Jersey Biddle and the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers. Now for Patricia Tomaszewskis. She'll cross the timeline and hand it off to Biddle at the far side. Biddle into the corner for Samaya Johnson. Interior feed, nice play. Got it to Cheyenne Trotter, couldn't hit on that one. And Sydney Lewis had the rebound. Got it to Chomko. Here's Jayla Clayton probing in. Clayton to the foul line for Lewis, to Audra Pasikarnas on the far side at the wing. Up top, this is Chomko between the circles. 9:10 to go in quarter number 1. This is the first game since December 16th December 19th, rather, we've called the game that has a shot clock. With 9 seconds left on Mac's shot clock, it's poked out of bounds by John A. Logan as they try to send it inside to Sydney Lewis.
Logan doing a good job defensively so far, not allowing Mac the shot. They're looking for the best shot possible, and right now they haven't had a whole lot of selection.
Inbound underneath, 8 seconds on the Mac shot clock. Jayla Clayton's got it. She'll go right here on her, put it off rim, can't hit. Sydney Lewis with the offensive rebound, put back, falls in. And with 8:52 to go in quarter number 1, Mac gets the first points, 2-0.
I love Sydney Lewis. I love the way she plays the boards, and she gets on it and picks up baskets like that.
Tomaszewskis coming out of the backcourt. She'll hand it off to Jersey Biddle at the far wing. Now gets it to Samaya Johnson on perimeter. Johnson a foot inside the arc. Send it down low on the pick and roll. Try to get it to Trotter, and it's poked away off of Mack and out of bounds. Great defense, Sydney Lewis.
Yeah, Sydney Lewis doing it again on the defensive side this time. She wasn't going to allow that pass to be thrown inside. The entry pass came up over the top and could not get to the player.
Inbound left of the lane. Tomaszewskis has it a foot inside the arc in the corner. She'll dribble drive baseline, try to tie, can't hit on that layup. Fighting for her own rebound. It's going to draw the arrow as Jayla Clayton and Talia Graham had arms on it, along with Tomaszewskis for John A. Logan, and the arrow favors the Lady Vols. Shot clock down to 6 for the Lady Volunteers. Inbound with some float to it, caught by Trotter at the foul line. Back out, interior feed. Getting it to Taylor Horton with 1 on the shot clock. Can't hit that one. It goes off the iron, and Sydney Lewis has the rebound. Here's Caitlin Chomko out of the backcourt, poked away. She wanted a foul, didn't get it. It's a steal. Tomaszewski's coming back out of the backcourt. Now she'll lob it the other way for Taylor Horton. And John A. Logan after the steal. Taylor Horton can't hit on the layup. Sydney Lewis deflects the rebound to Caitlin Chomko. Chomko out of the backcourt, angling to the far side. She'll get inside the paint and feed it to the elbow for Talia Graham. Try to get it to Jayla Clayton, who was cutting back to the middle, and it goes out of bounds off of her.
Well, so far in this game, Johnny Logan's getting some shots down low. They're getting opportunities. Their shots don't look that good right now. They may be a little bit more rusty than anybody, as they're having a hard time hitting shots sometimes from right inside the lane, right about 2 or 3 feet away.
It's 2-0 still for Mineral Area. 7:53 to go in the first. Likely both teams trying to shake off a bit of rust after the break. Tomaszewski to the near side as she hands it off to Horton and got it back. Interior feed, posting up, that's Trotter. Send it back out. The pass was deflected. Tomaszewski's got to go, though, at the near wing. She'll probe in, go with the hop step. Ooh, Glenn wants a walk. I'm with him. That wasn't called. Tomaszewski misses, and Talia Graham has the rebound. Out of the backcourt, Caitlin Chomko. She'll probe in, pull up, wanted the jumper from about 10 feet out, but it was poked away from behind and out of bounds. That player poking it away, Inslee Tedeschi. She hadn't played until today, since November the 10th.
And Genesis McDonald checks into the ball game as well for Logan. That little jump step down here by Tomaszewski, I think she jumped and then maybe kind of left her feet again, moved the foot anyway.
Inbound for Mac with 20 on their shot clock. The inbound was deflected. Talia Graham skies for it after it bounced real high in the air over her head. She was ran into by Samaya Johnson, who came away with it. And at the other end, this is, I believe, they put it on Genesis McDonald, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, Genesis McDonald, she got the shot down low.
That ties us at 2, but not for long, as Caitlin Chomko's got a dribble drive to the cup, and she lays it in with the left hand.
Nice move by the Chomko. She got it down low and went to the left hand.
Under 7 to go in the first. It's 4-2. Up top, head of the arc. This one for the lead. That 3-ball wouldn't go for Taylor Horton. Sydney Lewis couldn't get the rebound, and now she does. And an over-the-back call coming against John A. Logan. And it'll be Cheyenne Trotter. That'll be her first and the team's first foul on either side.
Well, it looks like right now that Mac's doing a good job defensively and also on the boards, not allowing second and third opportunities for John A. Logan at this point. The problem yet is that Mac is not getting those second or third opportunities down low either.
4-2 the score. To the corner, that's Jayla Clayton. She'll probe in and then send it up top for Talia Graham. Dribble drive, kick out, Chomko near corner 3. Got it! Caitlin Chomko's got 5 of Mineral Area's 7 points, and it's 6:30 to go. The lead for Mac, 7. And I checked that 5, 7-2. On the near side, this is Genesis McDonald. Reverses floor back to the near side after cutting into the far side. On perimeter, that's Tedeschi. Got it back to McDonald. Lob, nice pick and roll to Samaya Johnson. She tried to dish it down low to the near side for Trotter, and it was deflected away. And Sydney Lewis, had the steal. Audra Passakarnas the other way. That'll be a walk and a turnover. Passakarnas tried to draw contact, but Samaya Johnson pulled the chair out from underneath her.
Yeah, and I think also she wasn't really sure what she wanted to do when she went down the lane. She turned like she was going to make the shot. She also was kind of thinking about dishing it off, and that indecision caused the walk.
St. Vincent Lady Indians high school basketball team is here. Fresh 5 going to come in for Mac at the next stoppage. Tedeschi hands it off on perimeter. Taylor Horton pull up at the foul line and hits that one. Make it 7-4.
And I think that shot was partially deflected as well. As she got the shot off, I expected it to fall way short.
I'm with you, Glenn. Here's Jayla Clayton on the near side. Up top for Talia Graham. Now to the far side, Chomko. Jab step at the far wing. She'll dribble drive to the cup. Lefty floater goes for Chomko. She's got 7 of her team's 9 points with 5:23 to go.
And you might want to give an assist down low to Samaya Johnson. She kind of cleared the path out for her
Yes,
and
she
even
did.
backed into her own player.
5:15 to go in the first. Here's Tedeschi handing it off again on perimeter as John A. Logan weaves. She gets it to Genesis McDonald. Bounce pass head of the arc for Samaya Johnson. She'll unload for there, and she drained it. That's a beautiful 3-point shot by Samaya Johnson. And it's a 2-point game with 5 minutes to go in the first, 9-7 Mac.
Well, I guess Samaya gives, and Samaya taketh away as well as she comes back the other end, puts up a 3.
Head of the arc to Leah Graham. At the basket to our left, Graham probes in. She's fouled, and she will shoot 2.
I like what I'm seeing so far from Mac as far as taking the ball to the bucket. They're not laying back, and you don't see them do that very often, but sometimes they will. This time today, they're really running at it and not only creating opportunities, but sometimes creating fouls.
2 free throws for Talia Graham. She is a 39% shooter from the foul line this season. The foul is the first on Samaya Johnson and the second on John A. Logan. New Lady Cardinals on the floor. Remy Langmaid, Maddie Ayers, Isabel Walschlager, and Ashley Baragas. And the other player to check in for Talia Graham will be Annalise Driscoll as Graham hits one of the 2.
And I think this is what's so deadly about MAC is when you think you've started to get a little bit of a push on them just a bit, they throw out 5 fresh players, really good players, and they can kill you.
Lob passes. Johnny Logan evades full court pressure for the tie on the near side. Taylor Horton, she got it from the wing. We're tied at 10, 4:37 to go. Baragas to the cup on the quick feed and the quick transition, and she lays it in.
Got to watch out for that MAC fast break. Whenever they get a bucket that goes down, they're back the other way pretty quick.
Here's Tedusky out of the backcourt. She gets it to Taylor Horton on the far side. Horton rejects the screen that would have been sent by Trotter. Horton probes in, and it's stolen by Baragas down low. A forced turnover. Could it turn into buckets? At the other end, Driscoll. Far side, wanted somebody to cut to the cup. Walschlager's got it out at the far wing now. Walschlager picked up her dribble, and she gets it to Maddie Ayers. Ayers, nice play through the lane. Righty hook shot too strong. Rebound collected. Well, would have been collected by Mack, but the foul on Tomaszewskas, rather. Her first and the team's third on the rebound attempt, and so Mack will inbound right of the lane with 20 seconds on their shot clock.
Well, Maddie Ayers saw a spot. She thought she could just take it down the lane. The defense kind of collapsed on top of her. She put up the shot, but the rebound caused the foul.
3:58 to go in the first, 12-10 Mack. Inbound to the paint. That's Baragas. Picked up her dribble at the elbow. Kick out Walschlager, far side 3. That one's too short, and it's collected this time. India Harris for Logan. Quick transition the other way, and Horton's got it. Horton had it poked away by Walschlager. Max got numbers the other way. Outlet, Driscoll, no one to beat. Driscoll's shot doesn't fall, but the foul is called on a push from behind, and that'll mean Driscoll will shoot 2.
Mack is getting that transition basket or transition game going really well early here. Trouble is, a couple of the shots aren't going down, but they're getting fouls anyway.
Foul is on Cheyenne Trotter, I believe.
Taylor Horton checks out for Johnny Logan and Genesis McDonald back in.
First free throw for Driscoll at the line to our left, short. Annalise Driscoll didn't play at all last year. She had injured her leg and was redshirted. So she has 2 years of eligibility as a sophomore this year. At the line this season, she hits 1 of the 2, meaning she's now 7 of 12.
Mack is 2 of 4 so far in this game from the free throw line.
And the backcourt, Samaya Johnson got it to Inslee Tedusky, and she bounces it to Tomaszewskas. I think Mack wanted a walk that they didn't get, and then the feed to the far side, it was poked away, and it'll stay John A. Logan ball.
Well, I think what Mack's doing right now is really kind of getting everybody on John A. Logan a little bit frustrated and a little bit antsy. They're getting happy feet at times, and I think if you keep an eye on them, we're going to see more traveling calls.
Tomaszewskas slob it inside over the head of a defender, and Samaya Johnson receives. And it was poked away from behind, and it'll stay John A. Logan ball. They'll inbound left of the lane. Out of the far side, that's Johnson. Quick feed inside on the one-touch pass. India Johnson, look out, Briley Palmer nearly collides with Tedusky after she got it in the near corner. Back up top, Genesis McDonald. 6 seconds on the shot clock for John A. Logan. McDonald holding, pass deflected. Tomaszewskas got it. 2 seconds on the clock at the buzzer. Can't get that one away, misses everything. That's a shot clock violation, and Mack will inbound on the baseline.
Well, they're doing a great job defensively, and you can see it on the faces of these girls from John A. Logan. They just can't get the offense set up and running here this afternoon, and Mack is doing a great job defensively. Now they need the offense on the other side to pull away in this one. 3
minutes to go in the first. It's 13-10, and the lead favors Mineral Area. Up top, Ayers gets it to Baragas. She got away with the walk and kicked into the corner. Remy Langmaid, step back 3 in the near corner. Can't hit that one. Rebound loose, and it's collected by India Harris. Nearly turned it over. Tomaszewskas coming out of the backcourt. She'll cross the timeline, head of the arc. Lob it into the corner far side. Tedusky wants a 3 for the tie. That one rattles off, and check that, Annalise Driscoll skies for that rebound. Driscoll will cross the timeline right in the middle and get it to Walschlager at the far wing. 2:30 to go in quarter number 1. A 13-10 lead for Mack. Into the corner, Langmaid had to dribble it to the wing as she couldn't control that pass. Up top for Ayers. Ayers trying to get around a defender. Ayers backs off. She's at the corner now on the far side. Ayers to Baragas. 15-footer. Rattles out. That one looked good from Baragas, but wouldn't get it to fall, and Samaya Johnson has the rebound. 2:05 to go in the first. 13-10 the score. Walschlager called on a reach-in. And it'll be her first and the team's first.
That's the first foul for the Mac Lady Cardinals, and that comes at the 2:04 mark of the first period. So they're playing good defense. They're not committing the fouls, and that bodes well for them.
2:04 to go in quarter number one. 13-10 is the score. The lead favors Mac. It'll be John A. Logan ball on the baseline. And Jimmy Palmer here. Hayden Sprinkle and DJ Hardy. They'll all be making a trip to Memphis next weekend. Nice dribble drive in. Samaya Johnson can't hit it. Offensive foul and a charge, and it's going against Johnny Logan, and that puts Mac in the bonus.
Samaya Johnson doesn't like that call, but you know what? She was out of control with that ball. She was basically chasing the ball. It was like the ball was bouncing away from her. She's trying to get to it. When she finally did corral it, she's kind of put her head down and banged right into the Mac player in position.
And Elise Driscoll will inbound for Maddie Ayers. Ayers calls out the play. Ayers across the timeline on the far side of the circle. She'll probe in and force it back out on perimeter. Dribble drive in again. Try to lob it to the near side, but it was deflected. Driscoll had to come get it. Around the key. Driscoll can't hit that lay-in. And it's rebounded by Inslee Tedeschi. Tedeschi out of the backcourt with the pass to the far side. Genesis McDonald in the starting five for Mac, ready to check in with under 90 seconds to go in quarter number one. And off Lanaya Thomas. First time we've said her name tonight. On the near side, Jersey Biddle rejects the screen, and she gets it at the wing for McDonald again. McDonald to the foul line. 8 seconds of the shot clock for John A. Logan. Lob down low. That pass was deflected. Getting it is Thomas with two. No, it's turned over now. And nice play by Maddie Ayers to strip the ball. Dinkins, check that Dinkins. Driscoll the other way. Now to the near side, got it to Langmaid. Sent it up top. Ayers gets it back to Driscoll. Under a minute to go. Driscoll's righty runner wouldn't fall. And the rebound collected by Cheyenne Trotter. She'll work out of the backcourt. Out of the far side for Genesis McDonald. McDonald to the near side. 20 seconds on her shot clock. 40 seconds on the game clock. The differential of about 20 seconds. Lob inside. And Logan will turn it over. 34.1 to go. It'll be Mac ball with 30 seconds on their shot clock. They will have to get a shot away, but if you time it right, you could use it as a last possession type shot as well.
By the way, that is the 6th turnover on the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers. Mac has 4 in this game.
Annalise Driscoll across the timeline. Mac going to wait things out. 25 seconds before halftime. Jayla Clayton probes in, picked up her dribble, set it back up top to Passacarnis. Now to the far side, Chomko. 15 on the shot clock. Chomko head of the arc. She'll probe in, get it back out for Talia Graham. Had Jayla Clayton cutting to the foul line. She'll hoist from there, can't hit it. And the rebound for Jersey Biddle. And now final possession for John A. Logan. Quick outlet on the near side, Tedeschi. She'll probe in with 4. Her shot was blocked and deflected. And that'll do it as Passacarnis will dribble out the clock as that half-court heave would not have counted. 13-10 is the score as Passacarnis collects that steal. And Mac leads at the end of quarter number one. Quarter two coming up after this. Quarter number 2 about to start. Mac with first possession. They lead 13-10. As we've played one quarter of play, it started out all Mac, and Johnny Logan got back into it and kept it close. Audra Pasikarnas handed off to Caitlin Chomko. The last time these two teams played at the quarter break in the first, it was 25-7 Mac. In fact, Mineral Area held Johnny Logan as we get a righty runner that wouldn't fall for Jayla Clayton, and the rebound collected by Lanaya Thomas and a foul on Talia Graham. Her first and the team's first. Just about to say, Mac held Johnny Logan to just 23 at the first half break. That was back on November 29th. And then just a total of 26 points allowed in the second half by Mac. Of course, Mac had possession the majority of the game. And that one, righty runner wouldn't fall for Johnny Logan. And it's rebounded by Mac as the miss is Genesis McDonald. Sydney Lewis had the rebound. Outlet, Chomko, far wing 3. That one's just a little too short, rolls across the cylinder. And Inslee Tedeschi with the rebound. She'll get it out of the backcourt with Genesis McDonald.
I think that's where the rust is going to show on both these teams is the deep threes and some of the plays that they're running. And I think Mac can shake that off a little bit here, hopefully very soon.
On the near side, McDonald into your feed, then kick back out. Tedeschi, pump fake, dribble drive. Hand it off on perimeter, Jersey Biddle. 4 seconds of the shot clock. Biddle got away with the walk, can't hit that one, but the shot got the rebound, so the shot clock resets. She'll get it out to the far side, Lanaya Thomas. She walks, that one won't be missed, rather. And it'll be Mac possession.
7 turnovers now for Johnny Logan, still 4 for the Mineral Area College Lady Cardinals. And I think right now what Mac needs to do is just get their offense going. Their defense looks really good at this point. They just need to get a better shot selection and drain some of those shots when they do.
Clayton sends it up top to Leah Graham. To the elbow, far side. Graham holding above her head. Got it to Chomko at the foul line. Chomko hands it off back outside for Jayla Clayton. Trying to probe in but can't. Pass to Chomko, nearly goes out of bounds. Chomko got it. Chomko angles back to the near side as she gets to the foul line. Kick it out, Pasikarnas, near corner 3. That one hops off the iron. Rebound lost by Sydney Lewis and collected by Johnny Logan and Inslee Tedeschi. She's played really well coming off the bench tonight for Johnny Logan. Interior feed. This is Cheyenne Trotter. Her shot good and the foul. She put it over the head of Sydney Lewis, who slapped the arm of Trotter. First on Lewis, second on Mac.
I tell you what, though, before she put that shot up and good, you had Sydney Lewis and Trotter down there battling, and Trotter trying to move her, and Lewis would not move. She was a wall on that one, but as she went up for the shot, she just kind of gave her a little bit extra shove.
The Mac men's basketball team here. Greg Heyer here as well, the head coach. They'll play on Wednesday against West Plains. The and one is converted by Trotter. She's got 3, and that ties us 13-13.
That Mac offense needs to get going again. It's been a while since we've seen them score.
Lob pass up top to Leah Graham. Has to get back on perimeter. She'll probe in, kick it out. Chomko at the near corner 3. That one rattles off, and the rebound collected by Sydney Lewis. Lewis on the baseline, dribble into the cup. Her shot was blocked, and Cheyenne Trotter had it. Coming out of the backcourt on the near side, this is Lanaya Thomas. Dribbles out of bounds through the pressure of Jayla Clayton, and Mac will get it back.
Well, the inside lane right now is not open for Mac. They're trying to get the ball down low. They've tried to run into the lane with their guards. They've tried to kick it out. A couple of those threes start to hit, and that'll open up the inside a bit. But until then, it's going to be a tough road to hoe.
Dribble drive, Pasikarnas, righty runner misses, can't get her own rebound. It's off of Mac and out. And it'll be Logan ball. I like the idea from Pasikarnas. I like the idea in a tie game. Would have liked to see you set up some offense.
I think the hole was there. She went looking for it. She found it, but there was 3 defenders in it as well.
Out of the backcourt, that's Lanaya Thomas for the lead. Johnny Logan, 3 far side, wouldn't go for Tedeschi, and it's rebounded by Sydney Lewis. Outlet, Caitlin Chomko. Got it to Talia Graham. She can't hit, but she is fouled, and Graham will shoot 2.
Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough sledding right now, as you might say, on a day like today for Mac, as they're trying to get inside that lane. They're trying to get some shots that they're used to getting, and when they don't get the shots, they usually throw it back out top. You get somebody like Remy Langmaid or somebody like Audra Pasikarnas or Caitlin Chomko to bury a 3. If they start hitting those threes, that'll open that lane up some more, and that'll allow this offense to get untracked.
2 free throws for Graham at the line to our left. First free throw good. Graham's got 2 points in the game. Mac leads by a point, 14-13, 7:24 to go in quarter number 2.
Well, we don't have stats on it, but that's been a while since they've scored.
Second free throw, no good. Offensive rebound, Passacarnas. She got it in the far corner. Passacarnas holds there. Lob it inside to Sydney Lewis. Nearly lost it, steps out of bounds and turns it over. Great defense by Inslee Tedeschi to force her to the baseline.
That is turnover number 5, and Tedeschi, as we talked about in the pregame, coming in after being injured, has been a force in this game for John A. Logan.
Inbound to Tedeschi. She'll be trapped in the backcourt and use her size to get it over to Lenia Thomas. Into the corner, Genesis McDonald picked up her dribble and got it to the far wing for Taylor Horton. Horton calling for a screen. Nobody comes to give it. Trying to get around Chomko. That's Horton. She'll back off to the far side. 10 seconds of the Logan shot clock. With it, that's McDonald. Through a screen on the far side that was set by Cheyenne Trotter. Trying to feed it back inside to Trotter on the pick and roll, but it's stolen by Chomko. 2-on-1 the other way. Chomko, lefty layup, no good. And the foul is called, so Chomko will shoot 2.
Well, I think she did the right thing on that. I don't know. Maybe a coach would disagree, but Caitlin Chomko took that ball to the bucket where it looked like she had a little bit of a shot there, even though 2 defenders were on her right side. But she did get the foul, so that's good news.
Foul is the first on Genesis McDonald and the team's second. Chomko shooting 2 at the line to our left. First one good. Chomko averaging 72% from the free throw line this season. She's only missed 10. She's taken 37. Hits them both here. She's got 9. Make it a 3-point lead again. Sorry, Glenn.
You're brave doing that. She's shooting free throws. Mac needs the points. Don't want to get the broadcaster's jinx going.
Pass on the near side. Horton's got it as she comes out of the backcourt. Hand it off into the timeline. Check that foul line as Genesis McDonald couldn't hit, and Chomko's got another rebound. Outlet. Ooh, tried to get it to Langmaid, but just in front of her and out of bounds. And it'll be John A. Logan to inbound on the far side.
Yeah, that's going to be the 6th turnover now on Mineral Area College as they're trying to get into the ball game. In fact, they just checked into the ball game. Bella Paradowski.
Bella Paradowski. First time we've seen her tonight, this afternoon. Sorry, folks. Nice steal by Talia Graham right underneath. Can't hit the layup, but she's going to get her own rebound. To the cup, off glass, can't hit again. Another rebound for Graham. Can't hit that one, but she's fouled, and she will shoot 2.
Well, I tell you what, it's kind of one of those things where I think it gets into your head after the first shot. First shot goes up, you miss it. Rebound comes down, you go up and you miss the second shot. Now you're a little exhausted, and you want to try to get that third shot to go. Over here on the other side, John A. Logan looking for an offensive foul, and head coach Charlie Jones is really upset about that, but the official said, nope, she didn't have position. She just flopped down on the floor.
Graham will shoot 2. She missed 3 times and picked up 3 rebounds. 3-point lead for the Cards. First one for Graham, no good. Talia Graham is 2 of 5 tonight from the line.
That rim down there just feels like, and I know it's not, but it just feels like it is eating a lot of shots here today for Mac. It's bouncing around. Things are coming back out. Just doesn't seem like things are going Mac's way.
Second free throw, Graham hits that one. She has split every trip she's taken to the line today. She's got 3 of 6. And John A. Logan brings in a couple of substitutions. India Harris coming into the game.
They're doing a great job of subbing as well, getting 2 or 3 players at a time back into the ball game, getting some fresh legs out there, trying to keep up with the back team that can sub 5 at a time.
No, I can't agree with you anymore, Glenn. That is absolutely correct. That's what you have to do if you're a team playing MAC. And unfortunately for John A. Logan, I mean, they do have 10 players, but we haven't seen Cameron Howie yet. Up top, this is Jersey Biddle, double dribble and a turnover. And if obviously, you know, there's going to be times where some of your players just aren't good enough to go in. We get that. You know, it is what it is when you're playing a really good team, so you have to shorten the bench. But if you have the opportunity to just rotate your players, I mean, it's working for Johnny Logan, trailing by 4.
It's going really well for them right now defensively, but Mac, I think, defensively is what is really keeping Johnny Logan down. You can just see they're frustrated, and every shot is almost like, I just got to throw it at the basket and hope for a prayer to go down.
Walschlager handed off Chomko through the lane. Righty jump shot wouldn't fall. Paradowski can't collect the rebound, and it's collected by India Harris, and a foul is called, and it's going against Remy Langmaid, her first and the team's 3rd.
And I think this is where you're seeing the rust on Mac right now, is the fact that some of those shots that they've hit all year long are not going down. And you can practice that. I know Larry Bird was a big proponent of that. Practice, 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 and it does work. But when you get into a game, hit a shot or two, and that makes the world of difference.
And the logo. This is Genesis McDonald. She'll get it on perimeter to the right side for Taylor Horton. Down low feed. That doesn't fall. I believe the shot was Cheyenne Trotter, and the rebound for Isabel Walschlager. Out of the backcourt, Walschlager to Remy Langmaid, far side. Deep three, Langmaid can't get that one. Talia Graham knocks the rebound away, and Walschlager is going to get it. Walschlager in, got it to Chomko. Chomko down low feed. Bella Paradowski from 10 can't get that one to fall on the baseline. And the rebound collected by Taylor Horton. And Horton works her way out of the backcourt, and Ashley Baragas will check in for Mac at the next stoppage. 5:08 to go in the second quarter. 4-point lead for Mac. It's 17-13. Behind the back dribble for Genesis McDonald. She'll take it to the far side, be trapped, roll it to the near side. Look out, Glenn, it's coming to us. Nearly out of bounds, but Taylor Horton was there as India Harris was sprinting our way. Dribble off the foot, Mac gonna steal. That's Paradowski. 2-on-1 the other way. Walschlager to Chomko. Lefty layup falls in. Chomko's got 11. 19-13.
11 turnovers now for the Johnny Logan Volunteers, and they want a timeout.
And a 30-second timeout called by Johnny Logan. We'll step aside with them. 4:39 to go in the second. 19-13. Mac leads by 6 on KFMO. 4:25 to go in the second. 19-13 the score, and Mac leads Johnny Logan. But the Lady Volunteers have possession currently at the near wing. Nice feed inside. Blocking foul called against Langmaid. That'll be her second and the team's fourth. And if they give the Lady Volunteers continuation, Cheyenne Trotter will shoot 2. They do not give her continuation. The foul is on the floor.
She was just maybe a little step away from being set. I mean, she was close, but she was still in movement there at that point, and that's where she got caught on the foul.
Foul is on Remy Langmaid. They announce it Isabel Walschlager. Through a screen, that's Tomashauskas, and she couldn't get that one to fall. Langmaid's got the rebound. Outlet, Caitlin Chomko. She'll cross the timeline, swing it to the corner. Walschlager, far side 3. That wouldn't go. Knocked away on the rebound, and Chomko couldn't get to it, but Walschlager's going to steal after the rebound collected by Taylor Horton. Walschlager across the timeline, 17 seconds on the max shot clock. Walschlager inside, out for Chomko. Far wing 3, that one's short. Rebound lost by a pair of players, and it's collected by Johnny Logan. And nice turnover. Mac will take that. Baraga's going to lay it in. India Harris just threw it right to Caitlin Chomko. Baragas has 4 points in the game.
And I think something to watch for here in this second quarter and on, and that is fatigue on the Logan side.
Baragas with another steal coming out of the backcourt. She'll take it to the cup, can't hit, foul from behind, and Baragas will shoot 2.
Right now, 13 turnovers for Johnny Logan, and you're seeing some huffing and puffing, especially down low, where you got Cheyenne Trotter and some of those girls down there that are playing pretty rough up against folks like Sydney Lewis and Talia Graham, and they're not getting much done. And you're going to see some fatigue, I think, as this game goes along.
Well, you heard us at the midway point of this quarter saying how Mac hasn't scored in a while. Well, Johnny Logan hasn't scored since they scored the first 3 to start this quarter, or the 2 and 1 by Cheyenne Trotter to tie us up at 13. Baragas no good on the first.
That's why Mac needs to hit these free throws in these situations, too.
Second one wouldn't fall either. Coming out of the backcourt, Jayla Clayton got away with the hand check as Taylor Horton works out of the backcourt. Horton at the beak of the Cardinal logo at center floor. Still fighting through contact from Clayton. Gets through a screen, pick and roll. Samaya Johnson now to the corner. This is a deep two from Tedeschi, and it falls. Well, you say it, and they say, yeah, you're going to say that we haven't scored in a while? How about we come down and score on the next trip?
How about this? Mac hasn't gone on a 10-0 run in a while. Let's say that.
All right, 10-0 run incoming. 2:46 to go in the second. 21-15. Shot wouldn't fall for Langmaid. She is fouled and will shoot two. And the foul also puts Mac in the bonus. Foul is on Lanaya Thomas. It's her first.
And this is where Mac needs to hit these free throws. Right now, they're having a hard time with threes. They've only hit 1-3 this afternoon, and that's not something you usually see from this Mac ball club. So free throws are essential right now.
Lang made 10 of 15 on the season, make it 10 of 16. She misses the first. 66.7% until that one. 2:44 to go in the second. 21-15 Mac. Second for Langmaid. Got that one. She splits the trip. I don't know if Briley Palmer would be happy with the free throw shooting by her team in this one.
Yeah, right now probably not, but they have shown some improvement all year long. Maybe they can in the second half.
Tedeschi got it across the timeline for Lanaya Thomas. Righty runner will fall for Thomas. Well, no 10-0 run, Glenn. We tried. 2:30 to go in the second. It's 22-17 at the other end. Here's a kick out to Jayla Clayton. Up top for Ashley Baragas. Probe in. Feed down low. What a pass. And Talia Graham will lay it into the backdoor feed. Her first field goal and the assist for Baragas.
And it's hard to believe that right now we're talking about Talia Graham's first field goal at about 2:10 of the first half, or for our second quarter, because she's been active. She just hasn't got it to go down.
Pump fake dribble drive. That shot wouldn't go for Samaya Johnson from 15 out on the baseline. And the rebound collected by Ashley Baragas in the far corner. She'll get it to Maddie Ayers across the timeline, who's back into the game. Ayers to the corner for Jayla Clayton. Clayton probes through. Righty runner off glass and falls in. Jayla Clayton, and there's the 4-0 run for Mac. They're trying to make it 10 before half.
Yeah, they still got time. Minute 44 to go here in the second quarter.
Nearly a 5 count. And there it is, a turnover. Inslee Tedeschi couldn't inbound it through full court pressure. And it'll be Mac Ball inbounding on the baseline with the fresh 5 coming in, the 5 starters. Check that. 4 starters and Demi Van Gils, her first time on the floor today.
And Samaya Johnson was not really open, but she was kind of getting the inbound pass. She was yelling for it to go deep like a bomb in the NFL, but they just wouldn't throw it out there.
And I believe we have some timing issue. Shot clock ran down to 14. Game clock at 1:23. So they discussed it at the table. 26-17 Mineral Area leading at the second with 1:23 to go. 26-17 Mac. It'll be the Lady Cards to inbound.
I'm also watching Lanaya Thomas of Johnny Logan. She was holding her left wrist after that last play, and she's talking to her coach right now, and she was holding it kind of in between her legs, bent over just a bit, and he kept asking her, and she said, no, I'm fine, but something bothering her on that left side.
So they put 24 on the shot clock, a minute 35 on the game clock. Now they reset it to 20. Okay. Inbound. Audra Pasakarnas looking for somebody inside. Now goes outside. Chomko wants a 3 far corner. That wouldn't fall. Lewis offensive rebound. Trying to go up for a putback but couldn't. Kick it back out. Driscoll at the foul line. Now to the elbow far side. Doesn't hit that one. Got her own rebound. Circle it back out on perimeter. Van Gils to the foul line as she gets it to Chomko. Chomko back to Van Gils. Far wing. 3 from way out. That one's way short. And the rebound going to go out of bounds. And it'll be John A. Logan ball.
Well, everything looked good on that play. Everything looked like it should. The shots just didn't go down, and they had opportunities. Maybe that last 3-point rushed a little bit, but the rest of it looked pretty good. Just didn't happen.
Tedeschi coming out of the backcourt. Sets up the offense for John A. Logan. A minute 05 to go in the second. Cards currently on a 4-0 run. Through a screen on the near side. Horton pick and roll. Couldn't get it to her teammate, but it is deflected, and Inslee Tedeschi gets it far side. 3 straight on. That'll break up the run. Taylor Horton hits it and makes it 26-20.
Well, that was a big bucket for John A. Logan because they were down almost, kind of into double digits, and that pulls them back within 6.
Driscoll, kick out, Chomko, near side, 42 seconds left. Pasakarnas up top, pump fake dribble drive, try to get it to Van Gils. She lost it out of bounds, and it'll be a Mac turnover.
number 7 for the Mineral Area College Lady Cardinals, and they just don't have that sharp feel. Passes are behind them. They're trying to move around the court, and things just aren't clicking like we normally see.
Late substitution. Jayla Clayton was coming in before checking in. The official thought she came in, and as she went back to the table, the official said, let's play. Now she's into the game. Also in, Isabel Walschlager. Out of the backcourt of the near side, Taylor Horton. 30 seconds left in quarter number 2 and in half number 1. Horton through a screen on the near side. Pick and roll. She gets it to Trotter. Trotter to the corner. 3 for Tedeschi, and she hits it. That's huge. Tedeschi's got 7, and it's 26-23 with 19 to go in quarter number 2. Mack leads by just 3. Swinging it up top. This is Chomko. 12 seconds left. Chomko in. Lefty runner blocked by Cheyenne Trotter, and a 3 ties before the buzzer. Tedeschi across the timeline. 5 the other way. Tedeschi's shot deflected and out of bounds off of Mack with 1.9 to go.
Well, you got to watch out now for Tedeschi. You got to watch out for Taylor Horton to break open, maybe to try to screen somebody to get him open for a 3 that could send this into the locker room tied.
Inbound on the baseline, Taylor Horton, so you don't have to worry about her shooting. Inbound right underneath. One dribble, Trotter can't hit. That'll do it. We head to half, 26-23. It'll be the CarSmart halftime report coming up after this. A 3-point lead for the Lady Cards over the Lady Vols, 26-23 on KFMO. Time to take a look at the CarSmart Drive Around the Region. If you're in the market for a car, think smart, think CarSmart, or visit them online at thinkcarsmart.com. Women's basketball only. Allen County hosts Crowner. That game taking place currently. Tonight, Wabash Valley hosts Three Rivers, the Raiders, the Lady Raiders, that is. And State Fair is at home against Highland, Kansas. That's all the happenings on the Drive Around the Region of the Region 16 Division 1. It is currently 26-23 at halftime here. Mac leads John A. Logan, and I imagine Briley was not too happy with that first half.
Yeah, shooting is not real good right now, and that probably does have a little to do with the rust of not playing for a while. But, after a while, you start to get back into the flow. I mean, they've been practicing, so I'm sure that their shooting skill is still there. And it just may be one of those days as well. I don't think it's a lack of effort or anything of that nature. It's just been one of those days. Now, how do you shake it? Well, it would probably help if somebody like Caitlin Chomko or Remy Langmaid comes out, buries a three to start the second half, and a couple of others start hitting a few shots. Then it becomes contagious. You'll see them, draining buckets all over the place. One thing I've noticed about Mac this year, every time I've done a game, they've come in, they've played. Game, you look up at halftime, you think, man, it shouldn't be this close.
Yeah.
And by the end of the third quarter, it's not close at all.
Right, yeah, this could be one of those games. It wasn't too close at halftime when these two teams played last, 47-23, which isn't too close. But after the third, it was 71-45. Mac had exploded in that third quarter for 24 points. That's something they haven't done yet. They scored 13 in the first, 13 in the second. John A. Logan had 10 in the first and 13 in the second. It's a three-point game currently, 26-23. That'll wrap things up on the CarSmart halftime report when we come back. Third quarter action as the Lady Cardinals lead the Lady Volunteers, 26-23 on KFMO and KFMO Sports Plus. Quarter number 3 about to start. First possession to John A. Logan. They trail by a triple, 26-23, as they put 10 minutes on the big board for the third quarter. And the Lady Cardinals and Lady Volunteers ready to start the second half. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, Taylor LeBrier, our entire crew. And first possession to the Lady Vols as teams switch sides. John A. Logan now right to left, and you're listening to Vice Mac, left to right. Directions are switched if you're watching the Mac YouTube channel. Camera on the opposite side of the floor. Nice interior feed on the shot. Cheyenne Trotter was denied, got her own rebound, couldn't hit on the putback, but the foul on Sydney Lewis. It'll be her second and the team's first.
Well, I thought maybe if they were going to call a foul, they might call it on the first one instead of the second one. I thought it was a great job by Sydney Lewis defensively, but she picks up the foul, number 2 on her.
I'm with you, Glenn. I thought there was more contact on the first attempt. Trotter is 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Makes this one. If she hits them both, it's a 1-point game. Mac leads by 26-24.
She's the only one that's been to the free throw line in this game for them. And now a lane violation as Samaya Johnson was looking for something. She got out of the lane and left as the ball was handed off, so no second free throw.
Yep, so you can't even, you stat it as a miss. 26-24, Mac ahead by 2. That's a break for the Lady Cards. Sydney Lewis to the near side for Talia Graham. Graham through a screen, set by Lewis. Now to the far side for Caitlin Chomko. Chomko through a hand check that wasn't called by Lanaya Thomas to the foul line for Sydney Lewis. 10 seconds of the max shot clock to the near side. Here's Audra Pasikarnas probing in. Pasikarnas to Talia Graham on the baseline opposite side. Set it back up top. Chomko, 3 on the shot clock. Straight on triple. Got it. Caitlin Chomko with 14 in the game.
Well, I told you if somebody comes out and nails the 3 and somebody else comes out and starts hitting a couple of buckets, it'll be contagious.
On the far side, here's Cheyenne Trotter. Try to lob it to the near wing and does to Samaya Johnson. Johnson will cross the center stripe and set up the offense. Johnson tripped and will be fouled. And if this is on Sydney Lewis, it'll be her third. If it's on Ashley Baragas, it'll be her first. Still not sure who they're putting it on.
Yeah, he's not sure either. He's turning around to see which one fouls her. He's talking to the girl that got fouled.
Check that foul is on Ashley Baragas. Nope. Also nope.
So that was on Chomko.
No, they put it on Ashley Baragas. To the near side. Here's Jersey Biddle. At the near corner. Shot for 3. Falls down. That's Taylor Horton. She's made 3 triples today.
Taylor Horton has got a deceptive shot. When she lets go of that ball, sometimes you think there's no way that's going down, and it just, swishes right through the bucket.
On the near side, Talia Graham, 2-point lead for the Cards. To the near wing, this is Pasikarnas. Interior feed to Sydney Lewis, trying to fight her way to the cup. She is fouled. Ooh, they're not going to give her continuation. They call it on the floor. The foul is on Cheyenne Trotter. That's her second and the team's first.
Well, every time Matt goes down low, you get 3 players that collapse on the person with the ball. So it's hard for them to get that ball down low because of that. But what they still got to do is kick it out, nail the 3, and that pulls that defense out just a little bit.
Here's Ashley Baragas inside for Talia Graham. Can't hit on the lay-in. Mac wanted a foul that they didn't get, and now a triple takes the lead for John A. Logan. They haven't led all game. On the near side, Tedeschi. She's hit it well from perimeter. Tedeschi around the arc, try to hand it off to Taylor Horton. It was poked away, and Horton has to come get it. Through the logo, Horton out of the circle. Pull-up jumper from 15. That one's short. Talia Graham's got the rebound. Graham, hand it off. And this is Chomko the other way. Chomko trying to go coast to coast. Kick it out. Lang made far side 3. That doesn't fall. And Lanaya Thomas has it. Thomas tried the outlet over the head of Horton. She gets to it through contact with Langmaid. Oh, that's a walk that wasn't called. Interior feed for Tedeschi, and she lost it out of bounds. Ball don't lie.
Wow, I've never seen anybody go up twice with a ball like that and then turn around and be like, wait a minute, that's not a walk? Really? But, yeah, she went up off the ground and came back down, and they let it go. But, like you said, ball don't lie, out of bounds, back to back.
2-point lead still for the Lady Cards. 7:35 to go in the third. This is Chomko to the near side. Langmaid, 3 from the wing. That one hops off the iron, and it's collected by Samaya Johnson.
She's 0 for 4 from 3 today.
Tedeschi out of the backcourt. Her rudder wouldn't fall. Chomko's got a rebound. Nearly had it poked away, and it's off of John A. Logan and out of bounds after Tedeschi knocked it out.
Well, I think that's part of the game here today. You look at the three-point shooting. You've got Chomko is not shooting that well yet today. She is 2 out of 7, and then Remy Langmaid's only shot the ball 4 times from 3, and she's missed all 4. Isabel Walschlager hasn't hit any. Audrey Pasikarnas 0 for 1.
Chomko on the near side through the lane. Lefty rudder doesn't fall. Offensive rebound, Sydney Lewis. We fight for it and go held ball, and Mack has the arrow.
That was a little bit of bad luck, too, there, because Chomko's shot looked really good. Thought it was going to go down. It bounced around those rims and came back out.
Inbound. Underneath to Baragas at the post. Can't hit that one. Skying for that rebound, Cheyenne Trotter. Well, she only has 4 points in the game, but Trotter has played really well today for the Lady Volunteers. 29-27 Mack, 6:54 to go, and quarter number 3. Handed off on perimeter for Taylor Horton. Had it poked away and had to go get it. 3 for the lead from way out, and she drained it. Johnny Logan's got their first lead, 30-29.
That's all on the back of Taylor Horton, who is right now shooting lights out here this afternoon. She's had 6 attempts. She's hit 4 of them.
Remy Langmaid, pick and roll. Sydney Lewis hits that one, and Matt gets the lead back. And Briley Palmer wants to take her first timeout. We'll step aside with them. 31-30. Mack leads. 6:28 to go in quarter number 3 on KFMO and KFMO Sports Plus. 6:28 to go in the third. 31-30. Mack leads. They just retook the lead moments ago. Now they'll force a steal. Langmaid on perimeter to Chomko. Far wing. Wanted it. Got it. Dribble drive on the baseline. Chomko into your feet. Got it to Graham. Back to Chomko. Up top. Langmaid uncontested from downtown. Doesn't hit that one. And the rebound is collected by John A. Logan as we go jump ball, and the arrow favors the Lady Volunteers.
Well, 0 for 5 right now. Maybe the broadcaster's jinx goes in reverse here, so I'll say it again. 0 for 5 for Remy Langmaid from 3. Let's see if she can get herself on track.
And bound to the far side, Samaya Johnson. Got it to Tedeschi out of the backcourt. To the near side, Taylor Horton up top for Tedeschi. This is going to be a deep 2. Can't hit that one. And the rebound collected back where the shot came from by Talia Graham. Fight for it again, go held ball, and this time Mack has the arrow. And we will see a Lady Cardinal check in just a minute. It'll be Maddie Ayers. And she'll come in for Sydney Lewis.
One thing I'm looking at some of these Mack players, and we don't see this a whole lot, and that is a couple of them looking a little tired today. And I don't think it's because of the layoff, but I think John A. Logan is playing a very physical game here today, and it's kind of taking its toll on Mack.
And so across the timeline, Maddie Ayers to the near side, Chomko. Chomko with the jab step. 5:43 to go. Chomko, couple of crossover dribbles, taking it back to the far side. Back on perimeter, probing in to the near side. Langmaid, one touch feed as she gets it to Ayers. 8 on the shot clock. Ayers in. Her pass down low. It was deflected and out. And both Briley Palmer and Coach Carrie Shepard tell Ayers, go up with that one.
She was right down in there. She just didn't feel like she had the shot, I guess.
Baragas has it. She'll probe in. Lefty runner doesn't fall for Baragas. Rebound loose on the floor and covered away with it, Samaya Johnson. And she will have to dribble up the floor as none of her teammates were looking for her as she tried to pass it. Then she'll throw it over the head of Cheyenne Trotter. And that's why you get it into the hand of a guard and not a forward.
Right. 17 turnovers total today for John A. Logan. Their third here in this second half.
5:19 to go in the third. It's 31-30 Mack.
If you look at all these numbers right now, you would think John A. Logan would be down by 20. 17 turnovers. Things not going well for him, but Mack's just not shooting well today.
Ayers into the corner for Chomko. Interior feed for Baragas, posting up. Pump fake, waits at the defender and puts it in. Baragas has 6. She's played well off the bench for the Cards. Full court pressure for Mineral Area, but John A. Logan gets the inbound in to Samaya Johnson. Crossing the timeline on the far side, that's Johnson again. Through contact, hand check foul coming. This is either going to be Baragas or Chomko. They do put it on Baragas. That'll be her second. Team's third. 4:42 to go in quarter number 3. It's a 2-point lead for Mac, 33-30. Inbound, Lanaya Thomas on the court side left. Straight on 3. Wow, Taylor Horton. She don't care how it goes in. She'll take the 3 points, but that one hit the iron, went off glass, and then had to rattle home before falling through.
She's 5 of 7 from the 3 and now a turnover.
We're tied 33 all at the other end. This is Lanaya Thomas. Waits at a defender and lays it in uncontested. 4 for her. And will Briley Palmer call a timeout? She won't yet. Chomko gets the ball in the backcourt and will cross the timeline. I think that would have been a perfect time for a timeout. It's 35-33, the largest lead of the game for the Lady Volunteers, and it's at 2 points. Fadeaway shot, Chomko. That doesn't go, and she's fouled. The foul is on Samaya Johnson.
Well, you can see the frustration on the Mac Lady Cardinals' faces. They're running their offense. It's not gelling right now. Things are not going their way. Shots are not going down, and I think that's the most frustrating thing for them this afternoon. Some of these shots in close that just aren't falling.
First free throw, good for Chomko. She's got 15.
And it's not a matter of they were bad shots. They just are bouncing around the rims and coming off. Maybe we should ask the custodial staff, did you tighten the rims while we were on vacation there?
I'm going to say, these are not the TJ Full-On Fieldhouse rims, obviously, because we're playing at the Mom Seekers Fieldhouse. But I don't remember them being this stiff. Chomko hits them both. She's 4 of 4 from the timeline, for the foul line, rather. She's got 16 in the game, and we get a full stoppage called by Charlie Jones, first-year head coach at John A. Logan. We'll step aside with them. 4:01 to go in the third. We're tied 35-35 in the third quarter on KFMO. .401 to go in the third. We're tied 35-35. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, and Taylor LeBrier, our entire crew today. In the backcourt, Cheyenne Trotter, she gets it to Tedeschi. Crossing the timeline, and now for Tomaszewska. Tomaszewskis, that is. She'll dribble through the circle and got it to the near side for India Harris. Back to Tomaszewskis on the far side, and then to the near wing for Taylor Horton. She's got 15 points in the game. Backing off. Horton only had 6 at the half. Through a screen, Tomaszewskis pick and roll, try to get it back to Cheyenne Trotter, who had to go get it. Wild 3, that'll go over the backboard as the shot clock was expiring. It'll be a shot clock violation, and Mac will inbound.
Yeah, she did everything she could with that. Once she got the ball, it was knocked away by Mac. Cheyenne Trotter just turned around and said, you know what, I got to heave the ball. Maybe it'll go in, and it certainly did not.
Was not even close. 3:21 to go in the third. And a foul called against India Harris as she bumps Bella Paradowski, her first and the team's second.
Guys my age would understand this reference. There was a show called Happy Days, and there was a guy that was actually a basketball player on there named Potsy Weber. and he shot a free throw over the backboard. So that's what it looked like if you're my age and you remember that show.
On the far side, this is Chomko, dribble drive, into her feet as she gets it to Graham. Jimmy Palmer wanted to go up top, it wouldn't, but she got her own rebound and a foul called against Johnny Logan, but they want to walk. The foul is on India Harris.
And that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. You had a shot down low. The shot goes up, it looks good. It hits the back of the rim, and it bounces out like it's full of helium or something.
3:04 to go in quarter number 3. Still tied 35-35. The next foul by Johnny Logan puts Mack in the bonus, and there it is. It's the fourth on Tomashauskas.
And Tomashauskas just said to the referee, no, I don't think that's a foul, but she's going to have to sit down for just a minute.
And so that'll put Isabel Walschlager at the line to shoot 2.
Now you got to hit these free throws. I don't care what else you do the rest of the game. If you are not hitting free throws when they're given to you, you're going to have a struggle in this game.
First one for Walschlager, no good. And I was just about to say Walschlager 10 of 14 from the free throw line this season. Make it 10 of 15. That is only 67%. Second free throw. She will make that one. 1 point lead for the Cards, 36-35. 2:59 to go in quarter number 3 as Johnny Logan inbounds in the backcourt. On the near side, this is Tedeschi angling to the far side, trying to get around Maddie Ayers. Nearly steps out of bounds. Into the circle for Genesis McDonald. An offensive trip for the Lady Volunteers. McDonald between the circles through a screen that was set by Trotter. Goes back to Trotter. Baragas will check in for Mack at the next stoppage, and a hand check foul called coming against Mineral Area. And it's either going to be Paradowski. And, yeah, they do put it on her. I was going to say her or Talia Graham. They were both in the area. First on Paradowski, fourth on Mack.
Talia Graham's going to check out of the ball game. Into the ball game, I believe, is Ashley Baragas.
That is correct. 2:39 to go. It's a 1 point lead for Mack, 36-35. Inbound as players collide. It was deflected by Horton, and she gets it far side. Out of the near wing for Genesis McDonald. McDonald between the circles sets up the offense. Man-to-man defense for Mack. Up top, this is Horton. She got it from Tedeschi, rather. Spin move at the elbow at the shot clock expiration. Wouldn't fall. Was that a miss by Horton? She hasn't missed a lot.
That was McDonald.
Oh, McDonald. At the other end, Chomko with the rebound. Coast-to-coast action. Her shot was deflected. Kick out 3 near side. Ayers too strong. Paradowski couldn't get the rebound, and it's out of bounds off of Johnny Logan.
Boy, it is a rattled game right now. Both teams are trying to find some kind of rhythm and some kind of offense here in this game.
Inbound underneath. That's Baragas. Shot good in the foul. She's got 8. The and 1 to follow. The foul is on Genesis McDonald. Her second, and with Mack already being in the bonus.
Well, they were yelling from the bench over here, hey, get it down low, get it down low, get it down low. And they did, and they got it to Baragas, and she just took it up strong.
Oh, they do correct the foul as Baragas hits the and 1. She's got 9 in the game, and the lead is 4. The foul correction, it's actually on Inslee Tedeschi, her first. And Mack going to force a turnover as the inbound was off of India Harris and out of bounds.
Now what Johnny Logan's got to be worried about right now, you're starting to see that fire in the Mack Lady Cardinals. It's been there all game, but things are going their way right now. They're going to have to really fight hard to keep Mack from running away with this now.
2:02 to go in quarter number 3. Mack leads 39-35. Inbound to Maddie Ayers in the circle. Ayers comes out of the circle on the near side. Got it to the wing for Caitlin Chomko. Chomko through a screen by Baragas. Chomko to the foul line. Kick out. This is Paradowski. Probing in. Paradowski picked up her dribble. Chomko from downtown Park Hills. Can't hit that one. Ayers can't chase the rebound down, and neither can Jersey Biddle. It goes out of bounds on the far side, and Johnny Logan will get it back.
You know, that's a shot right there usually you'll see go down for Caitlin Chomko. She's struggling today from the three-point arc, but if that shot goes down, this place goes nuts, and I think you see that run from Mack.
Still a 4-point lead for the Lady Cards. Biddle behind the back dribbled across the timeline, and with a bounce pass on the near side, Genesis McDonald. 1:30 to go in the third quarter. 4-point lead for the Cards. On the far side, Biddle got it inside, posting up Cheyenne Trotter. Spin move, lob shot, deflected by Paradowski, and the rebound is collected by Ashley Baragas. She'll hand it off to Chomko to the far side. Ayers through the key. He walked, got away with it. Shot doesn't fall. Rebound lost. Paradowski's got it. We fight for it down low. Players collide. And a foul, or not a foul, rather, jump ball is whistled. and the arrow favors John A. Logan.
Well, you got to give Bill Paradowski a lot of credit. That ball came off the rim after a shot in which Maddie Ayers was falling down as she was trying to get that shot off, and she just went up and pulled it down and fought through about 2 or 3 players to get a hold of it. But tied ball goes back to John A. Logan.
Genesis McDonald angling to the near side out of the backcourt. She'll reverse her action and angle to the far side as she crosses the timeline. Now between the circles, she'll dribble to the far wing and hand it off for Jersey Biddle. 60 seconds left in quarter number 3. Handoff as it's weaving on perimeter. This is Taylor Horton. Deep 2, far side. She got it. It's a 2-pointer. Horton's got 17. 39-37, Mac. Interior feed. Foul is called on John A. Logan, and that'll put Paradowski to shoot 2.
I think it's going to go on India Harris, it looks like.
That is correct. It'll be her second.
And right now, they're trying everything to get the ball down low, see if they can get a shot from Paradowski, from Baragas, anybody they can get down low. To Leah Graham when she's in the game. Let's see if they continue that strategy.
At the line, shooting 2.
Paradowski
Isabella Paradowski.
is only 2 of 11 from the free throw line this year. Her first 2 on the day. And she misses that first one.
Under 44 seconds left to go. If you're John A. Logan, you're in this game. This is what you want. The pressure seems to be on Mac.
Paradowski missed them both. Baragas knocks the rebound out, and it's going to John A. Logan with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, she was really close. So Baragas got up there for the rebound, almost pulled it down, but just couldn't quite do it.
Full court pressure for Mac. Logan on the inbound as they get it to Genesis McDonald from Jersey Biddle. McDonald out of the backcourt. 36 seconds left in quarter number 3. A 2-point lead for the Cards. McDonald in the logo. Got it to the near side at the wing. And India Harris back to McDonald. Dribbles to the far side at the wing. Through contact. Sent it up top for Cheyenne Trotter. Back to the far side. 9 seconds of the shot clock for John A. Logan. Taylor Horton's got it. Shot clock down to 6. Pass deflected. McDonald here at the time. Let's check that the foul line. Her shot was denied. That'll be a shot clock violation after the shot was blocked by Paradowski, and Mac will inbound.
How many we don't keep the stats on that, but that's got to be at least 5 times today that the shot clock has expired on John A. Logan. The defense of Mac is what's keeping them in this game and keeping them up on top. If they can get their offense untracked here in the last 12 seconds plus the fourth quarter, they should win this game.
39-37, Mac leads. 9 seconds to go. You want a 3 at the buzzer, don't you? Interior feed for Chomko. Game clock down to 5 before a quarter break. Chomko at the foul line. Can't hit that one. Rebound lost, and that'll do it. So we go to the fourth quarter with a 2-point game. 39-37 in the lead for Mineral Area. With the fourth quarter coming up, the final 10 minutes of regulation coming up after this break on KFMO and KFMO Sports Plus. The official is going to discuss at the table who has the arrow. It currently favors Mac to get first possession. I think John A. Logan's going to get it, though. Oh, it is Mac. Okay. It stays with it. Jared Pennis, Glenn Berry, Taylor LeBrier, our crew as we start quarter number 4, 39-37. The Cards lead by just 2.
I think the pressure is on Mac right now. They need to come out, get a few buckets, get themselves a comfortable lead here. Otherwise, John A. Logan, the longer they stay in, the longer they're going to be dangerous.
Chomko lefty floater. She got it with the lay-in. Chomko's got 18. That leads all scorers in this one. Mack full court pressure, nearly forced a turnover, but Caitlin Chomko commits a foul, her first, and the team's first.
Caitlin Chomko's got 18, but that's the hardest 18 she's had, I think, this year, because everything, it's just fight to get the buckets. She has yet to hit a three-pointer. Well, actually, she's hit 2 today, but she's not shooting very well from the three-point line.
Coming out of the backcourt on the outlet, this is Jersey Biddle to the corner far side for Cheyenne Trotter. Looking up top, but Trotter going to probe in, kick it out. Biddle, deep three, far side. That one rims off, and Baragas has the rebound. She'll get it to Audra Pasikarnas, that is. Pasikarnas to the near wing. Send it up top. Walschlager, interior feed, Paradowski. She'll go hop, step, and lay it in. Paradowski's got 2, and it's 43-37. Largest separation since what, the first quarter?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen that kind of a score, but Mac needs more.
At the other end, Genesis McDonald, kick out for Samaya Johnson. Dribble drive on the baseline, can't hit that one, and the rebound for Baragas. Coming out of the backcourt, Walschlager got it to Chomko in. Another lefty layup, good in the foul. Chomko with 20, the and one to follow, and Chomko perfect from the foul line tonight. And the foul is called against Jersey Biddle, her first to the team's first.
And this
Check
is
that second on Biddle.
This is exactly what Mac wants right now. They're coming in here. They're playing some hard basketball. They're getting the ball to finally drop down here in the fourth quarter, so they need to increase that lead, which stands at 8 right now.
Chomko good on the and one. 21 for Caitlin Chomko, 46-37. A 9-point game. This might be the largest lead of the game for Mac. I know they led 7-2 at the start of it.
They had a 9-point lead at one point in the first half, but it kind of went away on a couple of threes from, I believe it was Taylor Horton hit those threes.
Here's Genesis McDonald. On the far side, she'll hand it off for Taylor Horton. Horton between the circle, dribbling to the far wing. Picked up her dribble. 12 seconds on the Logan shot clock. To the near side, Biddle. Lob on the pick and roll. Got it to Samaya Johnson. A blocking foul called against Mack, and it's going against Paradowski.
Yeah, I don't agree with that foul at all, and I'm not a referee. But basically what happened there was Paradowski was standing still, and I think it was Horton that went down low, or Johnson, and she just kind of plowed into her. So Paradowski picks up the foul that probably she didn't earn.
Inbound on the baseline. Thrown to the foul line. Taylor Horton is there. Her shot was blocked, and Pasikarnas has it. She'll hand it off to Chomko. Back to Pasikarnas on the near side. At the wing, going to dribble drive to the cup. Righty floater too strong, and Samaya Johnson's got the rebound. Johnson out of the backcourt to the foul line. Johnson coast to coast, can't hit off glass, and I believe they're putting that one on Paradowski as well. Yep, she is. Paradowski's third and the team's third. 2 free throws at the line to our left, and it'll be Samaya Johnson to shoot them.
Sometimes you kind of get a reputation for fouling, and sometimes you pick up a foul or two in a game that you probably didn't deserve, but that's because the official knows, hey, you know, this girl right here, she fouls a lot. And so they may pull something a little bit different. That happens from time to time. I think we've seen one at least today on Paradowski that shouldn't have been.
First free throw good for Samaya Johnson. She's got 4. Paradowski only had 16 personal fouls all season coming into tonight. Second free throw good as well. Johnson hits them both. She's got 5.
That's a stat that I probably wouldn't have believed, but, you know, she doesn't play on a regular basis sometimes.
46-39. Talia Graham to the cup, can't hit. Offensive rebound, Sydney Lewis. She'll go with the putback style and got it. Wow, Sydney Lewis over the head hook shot and laid it in. 48-39.
That is 9 rebounds now for Sydney Lewis, and we haven't heard her name called in a while.
Out of the backcourt, Jersey Biddle. Between the circles, she gets it to McDonald. To the far wing, she hands it off back to Biddle. Biddle trying to get around Chomko. Chomko deflected it. Biddle picks it up. Head of the arc, Samaya Johnson. Johnson to the near side as she gets it. Biddle, near wing 3. Knock it down. Jersey Biddle, her first points tonight. Coming on that 3-point shot, and it's a 6-point lead for Mac, 48-42.
And Mac just needs to keep the pressure up. They need to get the buckets. They need to keep going on defense like they've done, not let that 3 affect them.
Sydney Lewis got it to Chomko. Her shot was deflected. Mac wanted a foul. They didn't get it. And the rebound was collected by Cheyenne Trotter. Outlet Now for Genesis McDonald. She sets up at the far wing. A triple puts this one within reach. Biddle thought about one. Pump fake dribble drive. The whistle blows. A walk is called.
That's a 6th turnover now on John A. Logan. In the game here so far, they've had 20 turnovers. That's not a good recipe for success.
6:51 to go in regulation. 48-42. Mack with the ad and the rock. They'll inbound on the far side, and it'll be Talia Graham. And full court pressure from John A. Logan.
I think this is where you
And
call.
the inbound is turned over, stolen by Tedeschi, and she lays it in. Sorry, Glenn.
Well, I was getting ready to say this is where Mack needs to really put the hammer down, but that little inbounds pass was kind of like barely laid out there, and Tedeschi stole it.
4-point game, 48-44. Mack still with the advantage. Paradowski check that Pasikarnas in. Nice spin move to the cup, can't hit. Rebound collected offensively. Sydney Lewis, Remy Langmaid on the near side. Back to Lewis, now to Walschlager. Walschlager between the circles to reset the offense. 9 seconds on the Mack shot clock. Walschlager picked up her dribble. She's going to pivot. Got it to Langmaid, streaking through the lane. She's fouled, and Langmaid is called. The foul is called on the floor. And I don't know who they're putting it on. They're going with Samaya Johnson, her 4th and the team's 2nd.
That's a big foul, too, because Samaya Johnson has been a big part of this offense and defense. You've already got Thomas Shauskas on the bench with 4 fouls, and that's going to be 4 on Johnson. And Charlie Jones wants to know why.
Well, the official just kind of looked over at Johnson, at Charlie Jones, and says if she keeps her mouth running, she's going to get a tech. On the near side, this is Pasikarnas again, rather. Pasikarnas, kick out to the near side. Walschlager, dribble drive, down low, Talia Graham fighting for it. We go held ball, and the arrow favors John A. Logan. Great job by Cheyenne Trotter.
And you can see the coaching staff telling her, just go up with that, just go up with it. I thought she was going to go up with it, but I think she changed her mind kind of in midair.
Tedeschi working out of the backcourt on the near side, trying to get around Talia Graham. Hands it off to Genesis McDonald. 5:58 to go in regulation. 48-44 Mack. Handoff Jersey Biddle. Head of the arc, probing in. Langmaid knocked it away and steals it. Langmaid controls the dribble. Get it out to Walschlager. Walschlager across the timeline, angling to the near side as she sets up into the corner. Got it to Talia Graham, probing in, and a foul called on the reach-in Cheyenne Trotter. Her 3rd and the team's 3rd.
Well, a lot of fouls piling up on John A. Logan right now, which is not good. You got checking back into the ball game now, Patricia Tomashauskas, who's got 4 in this game. You've got 4 on Samaya Johnson and 3 now on Trotter.
Inbound for Mack. It'll be Walschlager to throw it in right of the lane. Walschlager sends it to Sydney Lewis to the cup. That's the 5th foul on Tomashauskas. She's done. You come in for what, 5 seconds of game time, 45 seconds on the floor, and you're walking it off and you're done.
And she
a non-factor tonight. Glenn.
Yeah, she looked at your official after that and said, no, that was the ball. And
there was no chance.
I kind of almost agree with her just a bit. That was a little bit cheap, but she gone.
Tomashauskas fouls out. Nothing doing for her tonight. First free throw for Sydney Lewis. They do give her continuation on that. Her first is good. She's got 5 in the lead, 49-44. Second free throw, Lewis hit them both. Look at that, big key free throw. She's got 6. 50-44 with 5:38 to go.
She's 2 points away from a double-double here in this game with 10 rebounds already.
Coming out of the backcourt, Genesis McDonald. Head of the arc, she sets up the offense. Lost the dribble, got it back, poked away, and she has it again, but a timeout called by Charlie Jones. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll quickly step aside with them. 50-44, Mack leads. 5:27 left in regulation on KFMO. .527 to go in the 4th, 50-44. Mack leads. And so it'll be John A. Logan ball inbounding in front of the scorer's table on the near side. The assistant coach for the Lady Volunteers asks how many timeouts they have. He thought they only had 1. They have 2.
Well, they may need him here. 50-44 is the score right now. Mac ought to go out on defense. They'd like another turnover, maybe see if they can get that lead back up. And Taylor Horton almost gave it right back to him.
Yes, she did. Instead got it to her teammate, but Sydney Lewis still somehow got it to Talia Graham. Great defense by Sydney Lewis as Mac was showing the man-to-man coverage. Coming out of the backcourt, right up the middle. It's Caitlin Chomko on the near side. Chomko in the First State Community Bank logo on the near wing. Gets around a defender. Up top for Talia Graham. Graham to the far side. Audra Passacarnas. 5 minutes left in regulation. 10 seconds on the max shot clock. Passacarnas to the foul line. Out for Sydney Lewis to the near side. Chomko. 5 seconds on the max shot clock. Chomko to the foul line. Hand it off. This is Graham. That won't count. Shot clock violation. At the first or second on Mac today. They haven't had many.
Yeah, I think it's the first on them today. I haven't seen too much of that here this afternoon. A couple of times, I think maybe they should have probably went with the shot. I thought maybe Chomko could have probably run it to the boards and laid it up, tried to get the shot to go, but didn't happen.
And a blocking foul call on Remy Langmaid. Very minimal contact and a flop by Taylor Horton. It'll be the third on Langmaid and the fourth on Mac. I don't like that call at all.
No, there was very little, if any, contact at all by Remy Langmaid, and the player just lost her balance and fell. And the official making the call was at the half court. So I'd like to see that in slow motion again.
Yeah. Pass stolen away by Chomko. The intended target was Lanaya Thomas. She had her back to the pass. Chomko to the cup. Lefty layup off glass and good. Chomko with 23. And it's 52-44.
Lead is back up to 8. It's been as high as 9. And a couple of times you've seen John A. Logan in the second half with the lead.
Coming out of the backcourt, it's Tedeschi. She'll get it to the far side. Schroeder for Horton. Maddie Ayers all over Taylor Horton. Nearly had it poked away. Horton gets it back. It was deflected. Horton and a quick power play the other way. Ayers on the floor. She's coming back. Horton to the near side. Got it at the wing for India Harris. From the elbow. Can't hit. And Talia Graham's got the rebound. 4 minutes left in regulation. Mac leads 52-44. Out of the backcourt. That's Ayers. We get a whistle and an offensive foul. And it's Sydney Lewis, her third and the team's fifth. That puts John A. Logan in the bonus.
Well, I tell you why Sydney Lewis committed that foul. I've been watching her down low all day long with Samaya Johnson and Cheyenne Trotter, and they're playing that. Remember that? I don't know if you'll remember this or not, but the Super Bowl between the New England Patriots and the Rams, and the entire time of that game.
Wait, which one? Which one?
The second one.
Okay, all right.
The one
Los
where
Angeles
the St. Louis Rams lost, lost in the field goal. But in that game, you were watching. Basically, every time you go down the field, somebody grab a uniform and hang on to it. And I think Sydney Lewis is mad because that's what's going on down there, is you're seeing a lot of grabbing and holding and clutching, and she just kind of got frustrated after that.
The coaches and official asking the table how many timeouts are left. Again, it's the same situation. Johnny Logan doesn't know how many timeouts they have left. They have 2 left. Bounce pass in the inbound, they get it back. Were you talking about the 2003 Super Bowl?
2000, was it 3?
I do not remember that one.
Yeah, it was 1. It's the one, field goal at the end wins it for New England. The Rams were heavily favored and all that jazz. And
videotape scandal or whatever.
Yeah.
Errors at the other
officials forgot what holding meant in that game.
Ayers on the near side through a screen. Probing in after the turnover. Ayers going to have it turned over, though, but still somehow keeps it alive to Passacarnas. Interior feed to Leah Graham. 9 on the shot clock. Graham, spin around, put up, can't hit. And the rebound collected by Cheyenne Trotter. And the foul is on Mineral Area, and Trotter will shoot 2. The foul is on Baragas. Sorry, Glenn.
It is just not falling today for Mac. Every shot they take just does not get to the basket, and it's amazing. A lot of frustration in there. Part of it, the physicality of the game. Part of it, I think, maybe just the shots. It's just one of those days.
Samaya Johnson checks in, and she sets up where she was at moments ago. The last time Cheyenne Trotter was shooting free throws when she left the lane. First one for Trotter, no good. That's a big miss if you're Mac.
If we get a chance, I'll tell you one time I actually talked to Torrey Holt on Twitter about that Rams loss, and he was not real happy.
Still not happy. Second free throw, no good. Talia Graham has it. She'll get it to Caitlin Chomko coming out of the backcourt. Chomko Circles back. Mack needs to. Would you want to run some time off here? Chomko to the foul line. Send it out far side. Ayers probes in. Ayers, Euro step lefty layup blocked by Cheyenne Trotter. But the pass on the outlet was stolen away. Baragas in the circle. Gets it to Chomko. Now to the far side for Ayers. Under 3 to go in the fourth. Mack leads by 8. To the near side. Passacarnas to the near wing for Talia Graham. Mack is going to let some clock run off. Up top, Passacarnas. Lob to the far elbow for Baragas. Nice spin move down low. Missed the shot. Tried to get her own rebound. Lost it on the floor. And Cheyenne Trotter coming the other way. Her pass was stolen. Mack's got numbers. Baragas underneath off glass and good. Baragas with 11. A 10-point lead. And a timeout called by Charlie Jones and John A. Logan. If it's a full, we'll step aside. It is a full. We'll take a break. 2:24 left. 10-point lead. 54-44 Mack on KFMO. (54-44) Mack leads. 2:24 left in regulation. Full court pressure from the Lady Birds as the Lady Vols inbound. In the backcourt, India Harris streaking up the far side as she crosses the timeline. Harris circles back and hands it off to Taylor Horton. Down by 10, the largest lead of the night for Mack, if I'm not mistaken. To the far side, the handoff now for Lanaya Thomas, circling the wagon. She'll hand it off to Tedeschi. To the far side, weaving it on perimeter. Walschlager poked that one away. Walschlager's got one to beat. Walschlager's got a player with her. Can't hit on that one. And she's fouled by Taylor Horton, and Walschlager will shoot 2.
Well, they're doing a great job defensively, Mack is, of keeping basically Johnny Logan from getting the ball across the timeline or getting any opportunities for setting up their offense. If they can continue that, hit free throws, they're going to win this ball game.
Walschlager good on the first. She's 2 for 3 from the foul line today. And the foul by John A. Logan puts Mack in the bonus with 2:01 left in regulation. Second one, Walschlager got it. 3 for Walschlager, 56-44.
By the way, our resident expert, Roy Hinson, told me it was the 2002 Super Bowl we were talking about.
Ah, yes. 2002 Super Bowl. Yeah, I was 4. Maybe 3 and was about to turn 4. Shot doesn't fall. The rebound is collected by Ashley Baragas. At the other end, as Walschlager crosses the timeline, players collide, and I think they hit heads. The foul is going to go against Mack, I believe. Baragas was coming up the floor. Player hurt is Samaya Johnson. The officials talking it over. And the foul is on Samaya Johnson. She's fouled out.
Wow.
Wow. Worse for wear, and you get the foul called against you. 2 free throws for Baragas.
And she's in pain. She's got a few tears flowing right now from pain and also, I think, frustration as well. But, yeah, that hurt. That really hurt there.
She ran right into Baragas, or Baragas ran right into her, one of the two. I believe Baragas was setting a screen.
Hey, what's the story? Last 3 games you and I have done, somebody's hit heads or
Yes.
something. One guy
She to kick us out of basketball games.
yeah, Jackson Campbell hit his head on the floor, and it's crazy.
Baragas no good on that one.
Now Baragas needs to hit some free throws.
56-44, a minute 36 to go. Mac leads by 12. Second free throw. No good. Pasikarnas has the offensive rebound. Out for Baragas to Chomko on the near side. Dagger in hand for Mineral Area. A minute 30 left. As Chomko's going to have to move it before the 5 count. Chomko through a screen, head of the arc. Bounces to the far side. Walschlager had it poked away. Graham's got it. Chomko wants it up top. Straight on 3. Oh, can't hit it. Baragas, an offensive rebound put back. No good. She's fouled. And the foul is on Jersey Biddle. That'll be her third, and Baragas will shoot 2 more.
Well, Caitlin Chomko laid that 3 up. I thought, man, if that goes down, this place will come apart. But great job that time by Baragas. She's been on the boards here in this second half, picking up 6 rebounds.
Minute 14 left, 56-44. Baragas with the first. Good. She's got 12.
Yeah, real quick, it was a Super Bowl I was watching a couple of years ago, and they had a big holding call, which called back a touchdown. And I tweeted Torrey Holt and said, as the second free throw is no good, I said, boy, wouldn't you like to have that call in the 2002 Super Bowl? And he answered me. He goes, you bet, buddy.
Jersey Biddle couldn't hit that 3 on the far side, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Mac. A minute 05 to go. Mac leads 57-44. Inbound, collected by Tedeschi. To the near side, India Hills. Now to the far side, India Harris, rather. Got it back to Biddle. Now to Tedeschi. You got to take a shot. You can't set up anything. There's a pump fake from Biddle into the corner for Tedeschi. Met by a defender. Back to Biddle. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Biddle in. Oh, I was about to say Talia Graham got away with the foul, but they do call her on the hold. That'll be her second. Well, and it'll put Biddle at the line to shoot 2.
You're exactly right. Logan is trying to set up a shot, and Mac's defense just won't let him do it. Every time they get somebody just open for a second out beyond the three-point arc, Mac is all over him. And it looks like Mac's going to win this ball game, but it's going to be the hardest fought win of the year maybe.
First free throw good for Biddle. She's got 4. You could put this one right up there with that game against Wabash Valley that was back here. And the second time they played. Second free throw. Biddle can't hit that one. That game was a dogfight. Talia Graham's got the rebound, and the foul is called against Johnny Logan. We will walk it down and shoot free throws. The foul is on Lanaya Thomas, her second, and it'll put Graham at the line to shoot 2. 45.9 to go. Mac going to improve to 14-1, and the win streak will extend as well, now to 8 games. The Lady Cards will host Crowder on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. We'll have coverage starting about 4:30 on AM 1240 KFMO and online at KFMO Sports Plus. Your home for Mac Athletics in the Parkland. Graham no good on that one at the line to our right. Second free throw. No good as well. And the rebound collected by Taylor Horton. Johnny Logan needs to get up the floor quick. Across the timeline, Harris down low. Biddle, her shot rattles around and falls in. Biddle's got 6, 38 seconds left in regulation. Coming out of the backcourt, this is Isabella Walschlager to the far side. She gets it to Chomko, and the reach-in foul call on Horton. That'll be her third, and Chomko will shoot 2.
Well, this is going to go down as a win here this afternoon for Mac, but it's also going to go down as a very hard-fought win. They had trouble getting shots to go down, shots down low that they were being pushed around a little bit, and I'm sure that's going to be something they're going to talk about.
Chomko's got the free throw. She's got 24 in the game, and she's perfect from the foul line, 6 of 6.
And by the way, 6 of those 24 points coming from the three-point arc. That's all she's had out there. These are hard-fought points, including that last free throw she just made.
Make it 59-47 with 27 seconds left at the other end. Shot doesn't fall for Tedeschi. Rebound Baragas. We fight for it. Go held ball, and the arrow favors Mac. All they have to do is inbound and get across the timeline. 22.5 left. Full court pressure, Chomko inbounds, and there's the foul. It's not whistled. Walschlager gets around it, across the timeline to Baragas. Baragas to Walschlager, far side, Pasikarnas for 3 with 14 on the clock, and she got it. Pasikarnas. 10 seconds left as Johnny Logan will cross the timeline and get it to India Harris. 62-47. Horton with 2 on the clock, can't get it. Baragas has it, and that'll do it. 62-47, the final score. Mac wins as they open up the second half with a big winner over John A. Logan, the Lady Volunteers, who fall to 1-9. Mac 14-1, And that'll likely go towards maybe a bump up by a spot in their rankings, currently at 24th. You're listening to MAC Athletics on KFMO and KFMO Sports Plus. The final score, MAC 62, John A. Logan 47. Hubs Pub and Grill postgame show coming up after this. Walschlager and Audra Pasikarnas, 2 for Jayla Clayton and Bella Paradowski, and a point for Ribby Langmaid and Annalise Driscoll. For the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers, their leading scorer is Taylor Horton with 17. They get 9 points from Inslee Tedeschi, then 6 from Jersey Biddle, 5 from Samaya Johnson, 4 each Cheyenne Trotter and Lanaya Thomas, and 2 for Genesis McDonald. Scoring by quarter, 13-10 Mac in the first, 13-13 in the second, 14-13 Johnny Logan in the third, 23-10 Mac in the fourth. Final score 62-47, and Glenn Berry's got the team stats.
All right, we got some team stats that are really interesting here this afternoon. Mac just did not shoot well, but they did enough, and sometimes, quantity is just as good as quality. So we'll start first with Johnny Logan. They were 9 of 33 from the field, 8 of 17 from the three-point arc, 18 of 44 overall for 40% this afternoon, 5 of 9 from the free throw line at 56%. Remember that number, 9 free throws taken, 5 of them went down for Johnny Logan. On the Mac side, 17 of 52 for 33% inside the arc, 3 of 20 from the outside the arc. That's not usual for them. That's only 15%. 19 of 34. They shot 34 free throws in this game, 56% from the line. 34 free throws shot by Mac, only 9 for John A. Logan here this afternoon. So that's an interesting stat in itself. Overall, Mac was 20 out of 72, 28%. Rebounding goes to Mac, 36-25. Turnovers, much more for the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers with 26, while Mac had 11. We're going to talk it over now with Riley Palmer, head coach of the Mineral Area College Lady Cardinals. That was a win, but, man, that was a tough win here this afternoon.
Yeah, it would have been a lot easier. You make your free throws. I mean, we did a lot of stuff that we normally don't, but it's first game back, and it's you hadn't played in a long time, and I get it. But, man, you make your free throws, and it changes the whole, all that pressure that was put on you at the end of the game when we were going through the ups and downs and things. So, but we'll figure out a way to fix that. We'll get more in place for that, and but that you find a way to win, and they did. I thought Wally Isabel, I thought she stepped up when we needed her to, and she brought maturity and kind of like decision making and things, and then really took on a role of guarding 12 and try not to let her catch when she was kind of going through the motions in the third quarter of hitting shots, and pretty contested shots that were tough shots, but they were going in. So really proud of her. I mean, KT, how could you not? I mean, I don't know what else to say. She continues to always bail us out, and I know she was really gassed, but it was hard to keep her off the floor. And I'm really proud of her. And I mean, I thought our 3 posts for a majority of the game really got after it. Proud of it, but yeah, it was just so ugly at times, and then you add the free throw thing. So, but it's a win, and I'm excited for this bunch to keep it rolling.
Well, that was the first time I think I've seen you play a physical game like that. I mean, this was a clutch and grab type thing going on down there. We were talking about the old 2001 Super Bowl and all the holding that was going on in that Super Bowl, and I said, man, that stuff's going on. I saw ladies grabbing a hold of arms and everything else. So you still fought your way through and got this win. As you said, probably not your favorite win, but there was a fight there, and you came out on top.
Yeah, and there was a comment at halftime that I told them that, all the 50-50 balls, right? So, the first half was theirs. We were tipping them around and tip, and real close to being, but we're not ready, and there was no urgency. And so, as you saw, midway through third, or maybe even the start of third, we started getting our hands on balls because we were grabbing things with 2 hands. We were diving on the floor. We were doing those little things. And when you're getting 50-50 balls, most of the time you're winning games. And that's definitely in the case of our type kids. They're blue collar, but sometimes they get a little, going to sleep a little bit and forgetful and things like that. So I'm proud that they really did. They changed the name of the thing when they intensified that, diving on balls and going for offensive rebounds to get them. Early on we were going to get offensive rebounds after the miss. You got to start working early to get an offensive rebound. And, spin around and try to grab it with 2 hands and not bring it down to get jump balls. I feel like there was 100 jump balls, So, yeah, I mean, I think that we're still figuring some things out, and what a way to do it, with this run that we're on. So I'm excited to see, what Monday brings us, and we got to be focused for Crowder and a well-coached team. And starting region play, because this is about seeding, and you got to win games to get those seeds that you want for the end. So every game from here on out is very, very important.
I think defensively you played a very good defensive game this afternoon, because there were times when they just couldn't even really get a good shot off, or even maybe they get one shot, you get the rebound, they're back the other way. Offense seemed to be a little out of sync, but defense I think was pretty strong today.
Yep. Yeah, and, that's the adjustment we had to make at half. It's crazy because, we were doing some stuff on ball screens that were really hurting us in the first half, but then there was times that it was helping us when we were doing it correctly. So we just had to kind of get out of that and kind of take our chances with that and say we can't get beat off the stuff that we're causing, And so we made a good adjustment, and I'm excited to go on to the next challenge.
I was looking at your keys to win here as you were talking about early in the pregame. One of them was 14 or under turnovers. So looks like you did that. I mean, you got 11 turnovers in the game.
Perfect.
You forced them to 26 turnovers.
Perfect.
So I'm sure you're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we wanted to force them to 20, I think, so that's good. And that was goals off the last time we played. So I don't know how many offensive rebounds I think we would have made that key to for them, or for us, how many offensive rebounds we had, because I think we were trying to get 20. And that started off slow, but we ended with getting a ton, and they turned into, either and ones or putbacks and fouls, and like I said, going to the line. But we're going to fix that issue.
All right, so you got Crowder coming up next, and what are you expecting out of that game? What do you got to do when you play them?
That's another team. They're not as big as us, I don't think, and they're not as physical. But they put you to sleep a little bit, and then bam, like they make right decisions. They're very disciplined, like I would like to say we are most of the time. But it's just we're the only ones that can stop us right now. And I thought tonight we did a little with things. We have shot the ball so well for the last 2 days, and it was really just feeling so great. So to come in and not shoot it well tonight was kind of shocking to me, because we had some kids like going with confidence and things like that. So, it's just one of those things that we've got to be ready. Every team in the Region 16 is close, and they have well-coached teams, and Crowder's no different from that. And she always gives us everything they have, and they never quit. They're active, and she'll have a game plan. So we got to be ready for whatever that is Wednesday.
Must be nice to have so many people in your family that coach, get different angles of things. I was watching Jimmy up here, the rest of the family's over here watching.
They're all waiting right there. If you see, I'm excited to hear what they have to tell me I need to do.
It's
good.
I watched him in a game here right before Christmas. He was sitting on the floor, and he was literally you knew he wanted to stand up and go, you do this, you do that, because he was into the ball game as well. So that must be an extra plus for you in that kind of thing. Holidays good for you?
Holidays were really good, and a really good reset for everybody, I think. So I hope yours was
It was about as much fun as you can have with 6 grandchildren.
Oh,
so
well, yeah.
I'm
Plenty of fun and no rest. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you come away with the win today, 62-47. Hard-fought win. Headed on to Crowder. We're looking forward to that game as well, and congratulations on the win. Hope to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bradley Palmer, head coach of the Mineral Area College Lady Cardinals. They win at 62-47, but, man, was that a fight, because that was some defensive struggle here for Mac today, and, of course, they had some times when they were looking at some pretty physical play going on with John A. Logan, and you got to give them credit because they stayed in this game all the way up until the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Final score 62-47. We'll take our post-game show break, come back and wrap things up from the Bob Seekers Fieldhouse on this Saturday afternoon, turning evening time.
Going to town.
Come back after this, and then I'll send you the stats after we wrap up. It'll be quick. Final score, 62-47. The Mineral Area Lady Cardinals beat the John A. Logan Lady Volunteers in our first broadcast week back since the Christmas tournament. comes to a close, and we'll have a full week of games next week as our next broadcast of any kind coming up on Monday. And we'll have girls basketball at Bonne Terre as the North County Lady Raiders host the Potosi Lady Trojans. Coverage will start about 7 o'clock with tip-off expected at 7:30. Then on Tuesday, boys basketball, St. Genevieve at Arcadia Valley. And back here at the Bob on Wednesday for 2 games. The MAC Lady Cardinals, they host Crowder, and the MAC men play West Plains as conference play begins. Coverage starting on Wednesday at 4:30 with tip-off times of 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. MAC women's and men's basketball both nationally ranked. The ladies at 14-1. They're 24th in the nation. The MAC men 14-0. And they're at number 8. And a new ranking will come out next week. That'll wrap things up from the Bob Sechrest Fieldhouse. He's Glenn Berry. I'm Jared Pettis. Taylor LeBrier doing a great job back at the studio as the Mineral Area Lady Cardinals win at 62-47. Join us on Monday. Girls basketball from Bonne Terre on AM 1240 KFMO.